Hi, this is Phil from underKG.com. Today we got Sony SmartBand. So this is the SmartBand. You can clip this to this band to put on your wrist, or you can put on somewhere else, but it's going to look weird, so better not. The band itself really doesn't do anything. The actual stuff is inside. So this is the SmartBand core module itself. There's certification logos, and there's 3 LEDs, power key, and a Sony logo with the micro USB ports for your charger. And I was really happy to see Sony using a micro USB instead of their proprietary charger. And it's really useful, charges fast. It charged up to 3 days, 23 hours within like half an hour of charges. And it actually stands about that much of time. It's, there's a little give or take, but battery lasts about 3 to 4 days in normal usage. So what it does is that you can tap on with your NFC. So as long as your phone's got an NFC, which most of the modern phones do, that you can tap, and it's going to ask you to install Sony Smart Connect and the SmartBand module and the LifeLog in the same time. And the SmartBand, what it does is there's a list of things that it could do. The auto night mode is nothing spectacular. It's just like a do not disturb mode. And the notifications is pretty much self-explanatory. You can choose which application is going to send the notification, so your SmartBand is going to vibrate when there's notification coming from your apps. I wish it had a different pattern of vibration that you can set up to the specific app so I could know which of the apps is sending me what, but there isn't. It's all universal vibration, so you don't know what's happening. You got to look up into your phone to check out what's happening. And the Smart Wake Up is, so as long as you're putting this on your wrist when you go to sleep, which I feel is really weird, but you know, sleep's got a pattern. There's like a deep sleep, there's like a light sleep, and there's a there's a time where about like 7, 8 o'clock where you feel half awake, and when you're about half awake, it's gonna vibrate and wake you up when you're the most sensitive out of your sleep pattern, so you can wake up easier, and that actually works. I actually gave that a try, and works pretty well. I was surprised to see that. And out of range alert is your SmartBand is going to vibrate when the Bluetooth connection with your phone is disconnected, so you know what's happening. And the incoming call, of course, your band's going to vibrate when there's a call. And aside from these basic functionality, there's an application. So the basic is media player. So you can tap on the power key and double tap on it to launch the media player to play the song. And copyright issues, and you can download some more apps, including Office Suite. You can when you're on the keynote, you can proceed to the next slide by tapping on it. And the camera, Find Phone, those kind of basic apps can be used with the SmartBand. But the most interesting thing that Sony wants to use with the SmartBand is, of course, the LifeLog. So what LifeLog does is there are lists of the blocks that you are spending your time out of your day. Let's move to the day where I actually had SmartBand connected to my phone. Okay, here it is. And till this block is connected to the SmartBand, and these parts are done by the phone itself. So what it does with the SmartBand is that it's got a pedometer inside, so it knows how much you walk, it knows when you run, it knows when you go to bed. So there's a basic calories, and it counts how much calories you have burned by walking, running, and jogging and going to bed included all at the same time. So it tracks your calorie burns, and it knows how much steps that you have walked. Let's go to a day where I actually have walked. I barely walk, and here it is. So I walked a bit that day, and it tracks them and gives me calories. And it actually gives me a little animation of me walking right there. Okay, maybe not. It does that. But the thing that comes to my mind is that why would you need a SmartBand for this? Because this works as a pedometer for these blocks, and the Sony phones don't, and there are some phones out there which doesn't, but Samsung, LG, and even iPhone has pedometer built inside the phone. So for these activities, you wouldn't need a SmartBand. And for these are totally up to the phone itself. So these have got nothing to do with the SmartBand, and they work just fine without the SmartBand connected to your phone. And these, of course, is interesting. It actually tells you how much you've used your phone throughout the day, what you have done, what specific apps, and how much time you have spent on the app. So those are interesting, and those even get more interesting as you rotate your phone and get to the screen like this, so you can track down of your day and your daily usage of your smartphone. Actually, I found it more interesting because I'm using my phone a lot more than I think. And but for these purposes, I'm not really sure why SmartBand should be there, because only if the pedometer was built inside, you wouldn't need this. And that's why Sony has started to put up some more functionality like vibration on the notification, the disconnected alerts, and those kind of functions. But are those utilities enough for me to bother putting one more thing on my wrist? Because like the smartwatches, the Gear Fit and the Samsung Gear 2, those kind of things can actually replace your watch. Of course, they're not exactly as beautiful as your watches are used to, but they can replace your watch and make it into one. But this is an additional thing. You got a watch on your wrist, and you have to put this on somewhere on your wrist as well to make it work. And is this additional functionality good enough to give you that much of utility? I don't think so. And for those kind of purposes, if that was the only thing that this guy does, it should have been a lot smaller and a lot thinner and a lot lighter, so I don't have to bother putting this on my wrist. But this is not. And this, if this was this of a size, it should have had more functionality and more utility, and eventually a display on it so I can replace my watch. So that was Sony SmartBand that I didn't exactly find that useful. This app is useful and interesting at the same time. Sony should sell this instead of selling this, in my opinion. So that was Sony SmartBand. And please don't forget to tap on there to subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys in the more interesting devices review next time. Thank you always for watching. Bye.